The defending champions, the Tassie JackJumpers. These are two teams heading in completely different directions. The Breakers desperate to find a way to halt their 4-game losing streak and regain their early season form, while the Jackies are riding high off the back of a 4-game win streak and are well and truly back in this season. Can't wait for this one. Stars on show, all eyes on Taco. Let's get this one going.
Cartwright zooms up the floor to Menenga, who mashes it home. He gets it to Doyle. Can Milton make some magic?
Oh! This is incredible!
Jackson Cartwright outside his foul.
Hello and welcome as we start round 12 Thursday night basketball from Event Finder Stadium in Auckland, which incredibly, Damon, is New Zealand's 4th home venue this season. In fact, they're playing their 12th different venue in 15 games, but more importantly, they need to find a way to get a win.
As long as the court got 2 rings, they both 10 feet tall, 94 feet, don't matter where you play. Yes, they're at home, it's a different venue, but I think it's their original from back in the day.
Well, let's take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors ladder, and despite not much difference between the two sides, we know at the moment one's heading south, one's heading north.
Yeah, they got some's got to give. The Breakers are clearly sliding the wrong way down the ladder as the Tasmania JackJumpers are climbing, but I'm expecting a very fiery game. Tassie, they're trying to prove a point. They're trying to get themselves right up there in the mix, and I think they like being a bit of an underdog because a lot of people wrote them off early, but this man right here, Joey, he's going to have to lead from the front.
We all know about the season he is having. He's been sensational, but the concern for the Tassie JackJumpers is the most career points per game on average is against Tassie. In the 5 meetings that he has had against Tassie, he scored 20 plus in 4 of the 5. He loves going up against this side, and you know that he wants to lead the way.
PJC is top 5 in 3 categories: points, assists, and steals. He's doing everything for the team except driving the bus. He's just gonna need some passengers. He needs some of those passengers to become more focal in the offense.
And one of those passengers that he'll need to support him tonight is Matt Mooney, the import. We know he's been struggling with his shooting. He's still scoring okay, but just 4 of 19 his last 2 games from the 3-point line. If you go back to his last 6 games, it's 9 of 43. Is it just a bit of a rut he's in?
We've all been there before, Joy, when the ball just ain't dropping for you. But, like, this guy's a shooter. Everybody goes through their patches and slumps and that kind of thing. But Matt Mooney just needs to stay consistent with his shooting, keeps taking the shots that are available to him, play some D, and take care of the ball.
He's going to have to look to have a big game and support, as is this man, Taco Fall. Played his best game of the season against the Sydney Kings. Can he get those minutes up, Damon? Can he play 15, 20 minutes and just be a point of difference for this New Zealand side?
I think they're going to need to at least get him up to around the 15-minute mark. Taco has done nothing wrong. This is his 4th game. He's trying to still figure it out. He's shooting an unbelievable percentage from the field. You know why? Because he dunks everything. But they're going to have to figure out what to do with him on the defensive end.
And we've always learnt with this Tassie side never to write them off, no matter the circumstances. And once again, Scott Roth has found a way to get this side rolling. How's he done it?
You got rocks in your head if you think you're going to write off a team that's the best defensive team in the league. He's holding teams at 83 points, so they're always giving themselves a chance. And now the offensive end is starting to tick over a little bit more. They're dangerous.
And the one constant has been this man, Will Magnay. Didn't play the last time these sides met in round 8, but last week against Cairns, he was sensational. He was the footlocker player of the game. He had the 18 points, 13 rebounds, but of those 13, 9 of them were offensive boards. He was just a beast.
Man among boys, Will Magnay. Loving everything about his season so far. Would love to see him stand on the court a little bit longer. And it's not due to foul trouble. It's just due to the way Scott Roth plays him. But 14 and 7, 2 blocks a game, the best defensive big in the league. He's having a great season.
Well, we know Will Magnay's been a model of consistency all year, but a man that certainly hasn't. Milton Doyle, we know about his talents, but he's been somewhat of a yo-yo this year.
A bit of a yo-yo, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I'm confused. I don't know how a man of this talent can do this. 11 points, 33, you know what I mean? You can see it for yourself. He don't put 2 big scoring games together back-to-back. So based off that graphic, Joey, he will not score over 10 points this game. I hope I'm wrong.
We'll see if that trend continues. Well, part of the call team tonight, Casey Frank is courtside. Welcome in, Casey.
Fantastic to be here, boys. Thanks for having me once again back in the spiritual home of basketball in New Zealand, Event Finder Stadium, where it all started 22 some odd years ago. There's a new paint job, but it's still pretty hot. The AC still doesn't work, so it's still an uncomfortable place for the road to come. But the Breakers have been on the road a lot lately, even when they're at home, this being their fourth venue. And you're thinking, how are you going to change things up today? Is it going to be a lineup change? Well, one change to the lineup is Jonah Bolden has come back into things. Breakers without Taco Fall, not the tallest team in the league, but with Jonah Bolden playing power forward, it lifts that size defensively, lifts that stretchiness, and gives them the ability to be a little bit more stretchy in the half court on both ends. So it's going to be good to see tonight.
Thank you, Casey. Looking forward to getting your insights throughout the game while we take a look at the starting fives. And we start with New Zealand. And as you've almost flagged earlier, Damon, there has been some change. Taco Fall will get his first start. Sean Bairstow will get his first career start. Max Darling in the side, but it means Menenga and Mooney will be coming off the bench.
Wow. I want to say that for you backwards, Joey. Wow. That is like when you lose 4 games in a row, you got to change something up. And we look at the Tasmania's JackJumpers starting 5. Pretty much stays the same. Clint Steiner will give him a start. Probably won't play over 10 to 12 minutes. Clint, depending on, I guess, how he's shooting. But that's pretty much standard course for the issue for the JackJumpers.
So Jordan Crawford, again, will come off the bench. I just want to get your thoughts on Jordan Crawford. We know that he has been struggling with his shooting and has been a bit of an issue. Do you like the move? Do you think this is something they can go with for the long term?
I don't mind it. Now, look, Sean McDonald, he gives Coach Scott Roth a level of efficiency and a level of trust in just the way he plays. So he's averaging double figures a game. But Jordan Crawford is still plutonium, Joey. When he gets going in a major way. So he has a great ego. He has a team ego. So I don't think he'll mind coming off the bench. He'll still play his minutes, and hopefully that shot is falling for him.
Well, I know you're not a massive plus-minus man,
no,
but
I'm not.
The stat that I found today that was staggering is Jordan Crawford is with Tassie a minus 99 when Jordan Crawford is on the floor. When he's off, they are plus 49. That is the biggest differential of any player in the league. Do you read anything into that?
Not a damn thing. That's how ridiculous this plus and minus stuff is. How is Jordan Crawford going to be the worst player on the floor as good as he is? Not having that at all.
Okay, well, we know the New Zealand Breakers are struggling and they're trying to find a way to get a win. Well, Casey Frank caught up with their captain, Mitch McCarron, pre-game.
Well, Mitch, it's been a lot of games in a short amount of time since you brought Taco Fall into the mix. Recently, have you found enough practice time as a squad on the court to get used to the gravity that he has on both ends of the court and how the rest of the team on the court has to, work around that gravity that he brings to the court?
Yeah, it's definitely been a challenge for the group just in terms of practice time in general. It's just with the schedule the way it is, in the NBL, you kind of play and you move on to the next one. And I think for us, we know that we need that practice time, we need that reps. He's a very different player than what we've had, probably any team has ever had in this league before. So it's taking some time, but we've seen some good results in practice this week, and the more time we can get on the floor, the better. So yeah, I think he's ready for this weekend.
And then looking at the way the Breakers have been traveling out as of late, since the last time you played the JackJumpers, it's been a struggle offensively for the most part, only topping 80 points twice. On the offensive end, do you think it is just bringing in Taco Fall and trying to get used to him, or are there other issues that the Breakers need to work through and possibly have done recently?
I think it's like most teams in this league, go through ebbs and flows, and we've dropped 4 in a row. We acknowledge that, we've reviewed that, and we know where we've gone wrong and gone away from the success we were having earlier in the year. So for us, it's just about identifying where our advantages are and playing through them. And again, we've introduced Taco now, and how do we get him the ball in spots where he can be most effective? And that's been part of having good practices this week and just identifying where those strengths lie. Thank you.
Appreciate it. There's Mitch McCarron. So we're just having some shot clock issues at the moment in venue. That's why there's a slight delay to the start of this one. It is interesting. We spoke about the 4th different home venue event finder in Auckland. They played 1 game last year, which was against Tassie, that New Zealand won by the 6 points. They're playing just the 1 game here this season as well. And they used to play here, obviously, as Casey told us, a long time ago. So just a bit of a slight delay in getting, just trying to figure it all out. Well, we heard from Mitch McCarron. While we're at it, let's hear from the Tassie coach, Scott Roth, about how he's seeing their improvement.
Coach, Tasmania has been playing better offense as late since Sean McDonald has come back into the mix. What has he offered you guys on that side of the court that's helped you lift that efficiency when you needed it most?
Well, he's been very stable for us, and he's trending last year in that manner, and unfortunately he's went through a ton of injuries, so to have him back and just having one more ball handler on the floor and a shooter's helped our group in general across the board.
When you come up against the Breakers, Taco Fall gets a lot of the media attention. But as a unit, what is your discussion with the team about having him on the court and how much attention to pay him on both ends of the ball?
Well, no offense to Taco or anyone else, we don't really concentrate too much on the other team. It's all about us and our internal values and how we conduct ourselves and how we go about our process. And I'm always more concerned about us than the opposing team and us just doing the right thing throughout the game. And they have some very talented offensive players over there, and we'll just have to be able to guard tonight.
Well, we'll see Scott Roth. Nothing really phases him, and he's been in this situation before, and he's got his team back on track. But this young coach, Petteri Koppinen, I mean, he had to face some adversity at the start of the season, the injuries, the travel, going over to the States, but they were able to handle that, and they were playing some really good basketball. We know there's been some situation that's happened and things have changed, but what sort of pressure now is on this young coach?
I feel like Petteri Koppinen is built for this. He doesn't rattle. This guy, when he played the point, he was in the World Cup. He led the world in assists. This guy's a very smart coach. He's a player's coach. He's clearly made a change to the starting lineup. He knows who they are, who they used to be. He's just got to figure out a way to kind of reinvent themselves. And he's playing the cards that he's been dealt. He's not making any excuses. I'm loving the way he's going about his work, and I hope he stays in this league for a long time.
So what do you want to see from them tonight, New Zealand? Is just the energy? Is it the intensity?
They have to, because the last 4 games, they've been a bit flat, and I think it kind of caught them off guard, this whole roster change. So now they've had 4 games to kind of get that out of their system. And you know what? Guys are sick of losing, Joey. Now, Parker Jackson-Carlisle doesn't give a whole lot away with his facial expressions, but there's something looking steely about him in this particular game. I'm expecting a big game by the Breakers.
Yeah, it's their 8th different starting lineup this season, New Zealand. Just goes to show the injuries, but Jonah Bolden we expect to play some minutes, and as we said, Menenga, Mooney, and Bolden will come off the bench. Well, we'll bring back in Casey Frank courtside. What's going on there, Casey?
Well, right now there's a lot of fluttering about the electronics. Every day we got about 7 people trying to plug in a score clock. It doesn't seem to have been worked out right now. They're confident that's going to happen, but it looks like we might be preparing to go without shot clocks at the beginning of the game if that's the way it goes. You guys have been speaking a little bit about the different venues, the different fatigue, talking to the Breakers. It's been a lot of travel. They know they've had these home games, but it doesn't feel like home games. They're pretty happy to be back in Auckland for a little bit, even though it doesn't really feel like a home game. They've got to treat it like another one and see if they can't get that home magic that they've been missing in the last few weeks.
Yeah, at least they get to sleep in their own beds, and they've been able to do that. I wonder, Damon, whether they've tried plugging it in, plugging it out, and flicking it on off. Anyway, what we will do, we'll take a short break. There's still a few minutes to go. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. Thursday night basketball. We're not far away. Just got some word. They have sorted out the shot clock issues. 3 minutes until the tip-off. Looking forward to this one, of course. It is the first of our Thursday night doubleheader. To follow this one, the Brisbane Bullets will be hosting the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Nathan Sobey heading back to Brisbane for the first time. But before that, we have this game here in Auckland. And a couple of players I want to speak to you about, Damon, in particular the young star here, Karim Lopez. We saw him hit the ground running. We know he had some injuries early in the season. He started to find his groove. In the last 2 games, he scored a combined 2 points despite averaging 22 minutes a game. What have you seen from the youngster?
Mi joven amigo. I said my young friend Joey. Look, he's 17 years old. He's already showed the league and shown us what he's capable of. We've already seen some of his best. So for him, consistency is going to be one of his goals. Now, it's hard for some of these veterans to play on a consistent level we've seen. So I'm not surprised that he's having some ups and downs, but I wouldn't be surprised if he came out and exploded tonight.
Well, on the other side of the coin, it's the Tassie JackJumpers. We know about their revival, and a lot of talk has been around Sean McDonald and his impact in the 3 games since his return. Of course, they've won all 3. He's averaged the 12 points and 4.5 assists. What does he do for this team? Why does he make them better?
He brings an extra, like Scott Roth said, he brings an extra stability to the backcourt. It's hard to be out there with only 2 guards. The third ball handler takes a lot of pressure off of everybody. And Scott Roth has a special kind of relationship, and most coaches do this with certain players. With Shawnee Mack, Scott trusts him implicitly. So Shawnee is very efficient, shoots the ball well, gets everybody else involved, and like I said, it forms a 3-headed monster in the backcourt.
Yeah, we'll touch on him shortly because there's the other 3 that I want to call them for Tassie. When you look at McDonald, Deng, and Drimmick, and now that they have all found some form and they're all scoring, they look like a different side. We know about the big 3 of Crawford, Doyle, and Magnay, but the other 3 are so important.
100%. Anthony Drimmick has came out and been way more aggressive the last few games, and he's that guy that can be that kind of an energy kind of a player. He can also score the ball. But then you also got Majip Deng, who I feel is in the top 5 as far as unguardable dudes in the league. When he's in an aggressive frame of mind, he's giving them double figures easy.
Well, as we mentioned off the top, changes to the starting 5. Coach Kopp's had enough. Menenga and Mooney will go to the bench. Taco Fall and Sean Bairstow will come into the starting lineup. While for Tassie, they're a bit settled now. This lineup of 2 from 2. Jordan Crawford will come off the bench again, and a pretty consistent lineup as we get ready to finally get this one going. There's been a bit of a delay. We've had some shot clock issues, but we are looking forward to this one. And Taco Fall, it's going to be fascinating to see how they use him on both ends of the floor, Damon.
And I like the fact that, he's in the starting lineup. Okay, so he's only averaging like the 11 minutes. Well, let's give him the first 5 to start the game off with, see if he can block a couple of shots, dunk on a few people, and let's see how Tassie reacts.
Can't wait for this one. Of course, these teams met in round 8, and it was New Zealand who couldn't come away with the win. They did it comfortably, Tassie, by 19 points, and really, that was a bit of a sliding doors moment. From then, Tassie won that, and they've won their next 3. While New Zealand, we know, have been in a slump. They've lost 5 of their last 6 after going into that game against Tassie at 6-2. Finally, we're right to get this one underway as we kick off round 12. Healthy crowd. There's Bairstow in the starting lineup, and that man, again, don't have to play such a pivotal role.
And here we go. Well, is that a 1-3-1? It's a 2-3 zone.
And Pete Hooley's been big on this, calling for the zone with Taco Fall in the lineup. Let's see how Tassie handle it. Well, they start with a wide-open 3 to McDonald, and that's what he does.
You got problems. Just because you're in a 2-3 zone, you still got to play with man-to-man principles, and Shawnee Mack hadn't been that open in a super long time.
Here's Bairstow getting his first career start, and there's Taco Fall getting, well, it might be his first field goal. It's not a dunk.
I think he has. I don't think he's attempted a shot that hasn't been a dunk. And look at that little soft touch from the very big fella.
His 4th game now, Taco, averaging almost 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks. Getting the start. There's Steindl, despite not playing many minutes, he's going to hold his spot in the lineup. They go to Tarangi, who knows this court really well. Played a lot of basketball here in his early days, and he starts off nicely.
New Zealand's going to persist with this zone as long as Taco's in the game. They did a better job on that particular possession. Karim Lopez got a little lost and used up a foul he probably didn't need. But, a lot of teams in this era, people frown upon the 2-3 zone. They think it's not basketball. They think you can't afford to do it. But if they play man-to-man and give up 22 threes, what's the difference? Teams don't always practice a lot against the zone as well, so I'm interested to see just how Tassie reacts because they're going to see some extended zone defense.
Ruben Tarangi, as I said, played almost 30 games here at Event Finder Stadium back in the early days in New Zealand. In fact, he had a 22-point night back in 2014, second highest of his career, and he's got off to a nice start.
And Tassie, on the other hand, they're going to speed you up. They're going to play man-to-man, pick up full court for the whole game.
Matthew Mooney during the week spoke to the media about the starting five. We've got to get going. That's maybe why Coach Kopp made some changes. Got to get out of the blocks well.
And like they said, if you keep doing the same thing, expect different results, you're crazy. So Sean Bairstow, 6'8", combo guard. They're going to keep some size on the floor.
They've been playing good minutes all year. Sean Bairstow, 12 points one night against Melbourne a few weeks ago. So with this lineup though right now, Damon, who's their second scorer? If it's not PJC, does it have to be Taco? Is that the plan?
It's going to have to be a collective. Everybody got to pitch in. Max Darling got to get him a couple.
Well, it might just be a bit of PJC ISO ball.
You know how hard it is to be that size and shoot over 50% in the paint. Elite touch.
McDonald with a little drop off to Magnay, and Taco Fall picks up his first.
And you might have to show Taco the ball, nice little pump fake. Even though he's a shot blocker, you can still attack him. He's not the most mobile guy on the floor. Sometimes he finds himself out of position a bit. Sometimes his feet get a little tangled up. And if you can get him in foul trouble early, that's always going to be a positive for you.
And obviously, Taco didn't play last time these teams met in round 8. Neither did Will Magnay. And a lot of talk about Will Magnay and his season, Damon, saying he's an All-NBL first team, best big man in the league. How do you see it?
He's definitely having a good season, but he's the best defensive big man in the league, no doubt about that. But the best overall big man, I would debate that, because I'll give you Tyrell Harrison.
Tyrell.
Averaging the same numbers, if not better.
He's been so consistent. Will Magnay, he scored double digits in every game, but yet to reach 20 points. It's always been somewhere between 11 and 19, and there he is again, swatted away by Taco.
You're going to have to show Taco the ball.
And PJC again looking to be aggressive. Good ball movement. Bairstow wide open. Not quite. The Jackies work through their set. Taco will be able to sit off Magnay. He's no three-point threat, but this man certainly is a three-point threat. That's his second.
They went man-to-man that possession. In the history of the NBL, we have never seen a drop defense that deep before, ever. Taco's almost out of bounds. I still say he can walk up there and at least challenge the ball screen a little bit. You know what I mean, Joey? Like you can go up there and then you can bag up. You don't have to just stay back out of bounds.
Save his legs. As Milton Doyle picks up his first. PJC almost forced the ref to blow his whistle. Shawnee McDonald's got the match-up defensively. Taco thought about it, gives it back up, and now with a little step back.
All right, it's time for a sub. Let's go, Jonah. Like, you don't want to hit Taco on the short roll. He's not going to attack the rim from there. And it's just a layup if you want it, Milton Doyle.
Yeah, that's easy for Milton Doyle. That's too easy.
It's unsustainable, Joey.
Well, they're already down 7. There's already going to be a change. You can see Menenga and Bolton both on the scorer's table. They've given it a go. Hasn't quite worked at the moment again. PJC probed and had to kick it out. And the shot clock, you can see at the top of the screen, above the scoreboard, ticking down. And Jackson Cartwright gets that one to go.
And out of all these possessions, it's 3.5 minutes that Taco's been on the floor. He hasn't got one post touch, and he's got an 8 to 9 inch height advantage over Will Magnay as we look at this. You know what I mean? So you got to get him involved when he's out there on the floor, because defensively, you're hurting. That's his second foul right there.
And that might see Taco sit on the bench. That'll be his second personal.
Will Magnay, very clever, very sly, just kind of got in his way. Taco couldn't maneuver. And it's just way too easy for Shawnee Mack. Like, if I could get that open right now, Joey, at 57 years of age, I feel like I could get some buckets.
I'm back in, Damon. Good to see Jonah Bolden back out there. And he hasn't played since the last meeting in round 8 with that calf injury. Such an important player. He can stretch the floor offensively. We've got to get a stop, though, at the moment defensively. And it's going to be a goaltend. Harvey King also checking in.
That's good action by Tassie JackJumpers. Clint Steindl curling off that little screen. One thing about Tassie, they're going to execute on offense. You got to be switched on. They're not going to shoot themselves in the foot.
And Coach Coppinen has gone to the bench. He's got 4 of them in there now. Menenga, King, Mooney and Bolden, along with their superstar, Jackson Cartwright. Not a bad 4 to bring off the bench. And they get some offense. Mooney just takes his time. There's a bit of physicality under the basket.
And you can see what Tassie's doing early. As soon as the ball goes to PJC on the made basket, they're going to double team him, get the ball out of his hands, try to limit his effectiveness.
It will be a black ball. They'll hold it, New Zealand. As we touched on, Mooney had the 19 points against Sydney and 17 against Melbourne in round 11. But just struggling with the 3 ball. Jock Dang and Craig Sword get some early minutes. Sword only saw 4.5 minutes against Cairns last week. And again, they look to double Jackson Cartwright, and that's a great find, and that's great confidence for young Mojave King.
Great hit by Mo King and great vision, because PJC's they're gonna try to make his life hell with these double teams. But he's top 5 in assists. He's got no problem finding the open man. He's got to knock shots down.
And King in his 4 games back from injury, only been averaging 5.5 points and really struggling to shoot the ball. That's great for his confidence. And again, a good find. They give it up for 2 in a row. Two teams who play pretty good defense.
Good luck, Mo. Good luck, Mo. That's baby food. That's baby food, Joey. You can't guard this man. He's 6'9". You put a little dude on him, he's taking you to the body shop. You put a big dude on him, he's beating him off the dribble. You got problems.
And he had 18 points in round 8 in this matchup. He's been averaging 12.5 points the last 4 games. He's one of those other 3 we spoke about with Drimmick and Shawnee Mack that have made a difference and really got their offense going for Tassie. Menenga gets to his left hand. Nice finish.
Good job challenging Will Magnay from the perimeter. If you go at him on the block, it's a very good chance he's going to make you eat it.
His sword. Now Magnay, shot clock down to 5. So McDonald's going to have to get it up. Gave himself some separation. He's got 8 early.
Oof. Nice shot fake, 1 dribble, sidestep Shawnee Mack. You can tell he's been getting some work in them individuals.
He's perfect from the field. Showed some numbers during the week on overtime. I think of Shawnee Mack when he's played. It's something ridiculous, the win-loss percentages for Tassie as Mooney gets second chance points.
The Breakers are basically playing 4 against 3. Once PJC gets the ball out of his hands, the way they show, Tassie already hard showing all ball screens, but they're really trying to limit PJC's effectiveness. So once PJC gets rid of the ball, those other 4 guys, they got to make plays, because he's not going to be able to get the ball back.
There's Mitch McCarron. We'll be in the bonus. Any more fouls for New Zealand? They've got 4.
Sorry, Joey, Mitch McCarron showing both knees today. He was in some type of brace last game.
He wore that for a few games, coming off that bit of knee injury. Another one who missed some time. And that's a cross-court violation. Milton Doyle not happy. Coach Kopp is.
Good D by Jonah Bolden. Jumped out aggressive on that little ball screen, used his long length. That 6'11". These are the little things that Jonah brought to this team that they were missing. He wasn't averaging a lot of numbers and points and rebounds. It was just that extra long, lanky defender that can just give you problems.
Well, Jackson Cartwright will sit for a couple of minutes. McCarron will run the points.
It's going to be the same issue. Whoever runs the ball screen in this league, everybody knows the way the Tassie Jack Jumpers defend it. They're going to jump out on a hard show. You got to get rid of the ball. He got shooters on the other side.
Both teams now will be in the bonus with any other fouls. Here's Mooney. Got Craig's sword on him, one of the best defenders in the league. Mooney wasn't quite on the same page as Mojave King.
Mooney has been a little turnover prone. Not an egregious amount, but close to 3 a game. Still too many for a shooting guard.
Yeah, Coach Kopp spoke about that in his press conference last week and then lost to Sydney. Too many turnovers. In fact, they're the worst in the league, percentage-wise. Turnovers per possession.
Jordan Crawford misses his first attempt at a 3. We're not going to make it mental. We're not going to overreact. As long as they're the right shots to take, it's only a matter of time.
Let's get down courtside. We'll bring in Casey Frank as we watch Milton Doyle knock down a triple. Casey.
Well, he just knocked that down over Matt Mooney, who had a brief chat too before the game, talking about the mindset that he has to get back into to find the heights that he was reaching early in the season. It was all about staying aggressive. And he mentioned the turnovers, Damon, that those are something that himself and PJC have to cut out of the game. But he also mentioned he has to stay aggressive, and that's why I like the drive into the middle. And he tried that pass that ended up being a turnover, but the aggression is what he has to keep with so he can stay being that threat on the perimeter and help get this offense going again.
Take a look at the Amy replay of Milton Doyle. He was super aggressive last week when they played the Cairns Titans. He shot 16 three-pointers. You know, that was the most in his career, knocked down the 6 of them. But he was super aggressive as he comes and takes a seat.
I love super aggressive Milton Doyle, but I got an attitude problem with lack of aggressive Milton Doyle. He's just too good. But Casey's spot on with Matt Mooney. Matt Mooney's got to also not only knock down his threes when they open, but he got to find other ways to score too. Get those mid-range jumpers that he was hitting earlier in the season.
Here's McCarron. Menenga. Good little handoff to Darling, who finishes in a chance for a three-point play.
Great job by Sam Menenga. So Mitch McCarron gets doubled. He gets rid of the ball. Everybody can't stay on the perimeter waiting for something to happen. Sam Menenga then attacks the hoop and gets Max Darling involved. Gets himself to the stripe.
Another one just trying to work himself back into form, coming back from injury. It's been a bit of an issue for this Breaker side. He finishes the play. Got the starting nod again tonight. Max Darling, the starter most of the season, playing a role as Strimick. Thinking about playing a role. He's found some of his best basketball after having a real slump through the middle part of the year. As Jordan Crawford trying to get out of his slump. We'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, thought Shawnee Mack missed Majuk Ding on that roll. But with you out there on Jordan Crawford Island, Mitch McCarron, I don't know if his knees are 100%, but they'd want to be, because even though Jordan Crawford ain't shooting the ball well from deep, he can put the ball on the floor and make your life extremely miserable.
Coming off just 7 points against Cairns in his 20 minutes. First time in his professional career, he started on the bench.
If you live long enough, you'll see it all. But he's a pro. He's a pro's pro. It doesn't matter as long as he gets his minutes. You never know who's going to be the closing lineup. You got 3 guards. This is a team sport. He's fine with it.
He's had the one 20-point game this season. That was the 25 points that he had in round 5 against the Kings. He knocks down both of those, and they hold their lead that they've had since the very start of this game. And there is another turnover from the Breakers.
It is so rare to see a professional team turn the ball over on some token pressure like that. They take the ball out of the point guard's hands. So Scott Roth, clearly, that's the plan. They want to speed this team up, which is not always the Jackie way on the defensive end. It's more of a grind, but they're extending the pressure tonight.
That's their 3rd turnover. They average more than 13 a game. Let's get inside the final couple of minutes. Sword, nice move.
They're taking advantage of the 17-year-old. Craig Sewell doesn't want to shoot that three-pointer, but he's cagey around the basket and stuck Kareem Lopez in.
Just getting some more technical issues.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Timeout, New Zealand.
Timeout was called just before they brought the ball in, as they're going to take a look at the clock. So Tangerine timeout, first one of the game.
They dodged a bullet. That looked like it was going to be an
It was close.
8-second backcourt violation.
So Casey Frankie caught up with also one of the stars for Tassie, Will Magnay, pre-game.
Well, coming into this game, the JackJumpers have been playing fantastically defensively in the recent stretch. What do you think has been the key to being able to come together and shut down some of these premium offensive teams?
It's sort of what we pride ourselves on every day. Every day we come into work, and it's defense first, and I think that pays dividends, you know, throughout the back end of the season. But obviously we had some offensive struggles early, and yeah, just trying to pull that together now and sort of mix that in with staying consistent on defense. It's been a challenge, but we're definitely working towards our goal.
Well, speaking of that offensive efficiency not being where you want it to be, how has it been that despite not getting those high percentage shots to drop at a high enough rate, you've been able to do enough offensively to get across the line? What's been the mindset that has been able to get you guys grindy like that?
Yeah, well, I think it comes back to defense. That's what we hang our hat on, and being able to hang around and you know, keep ourselves in games that maybe we shouldn't have a chance staying in, and hopefully hang around long enough that some of those shots do fall down. And we've had a better run, I guess, since Shawnee Mack's been back, and his pace and his scoring and his ability to keep us organised. So that's definitely helped. But, you know, like I said, we're just trying to trend in the right way every week.
Defense, Damon, you mentioned it pre-game. We know they've had their struggles offensively, Tassie, but first for Oppo points and second best defensive rating. It's held them in good stead, and now they're finding their offense. This is why we're seeing a different form of Jackies.
100%. Defense has to travel. The defense wins championships, as they can attest to.
Here's Darling using his bulk, but Deng using his length. Tassie late in this first quarter to extend their lead. Deng with a little mid-range, not quite. They're shooting at 60% from the field this first quarter. The JackJumpers. There's Jackson Cartwright. He's had a little breather. It was a great look for Menenga.
And those are the shots you want to knock down, because PJC can suck in the entire defense, and everybody's getting wide open shots. And we always say it's a make or miss lead, but right now they're not going down.
Here's Drimmick, full of confidence. He's found his rhythm.
And what I like about the JackJumpers, when they hit shots, they don't have that little home run trot, that little back pedal. Everybody look at me, I just scored. They turn around and go, where's my man? This team is committed to the defensive end.
It's a big lead, 11 points already in this opening quarter. Mooney spoke about New Zealand starts, and they're just struggling with the free ball. 1 of 9 now in this opening quarter. They've had some good looks.
You expect teams to shoot well at home, even though this isn't the Breakers, this isn't Spark Arena. It's still Auckland. And you think they shoot a little bit better percentage out there, but that's one of those fouls that frustrates the absolute hell out of a coach when you make that foul 90 feet away from the basket. Sam Beninga's too valuable to be picking up silly fouls like that.
They look a different team on offense, Tassie. The last 10 times they've scored at least 90 points. They've won them all. And they're on track to well truly score 90 again tonight. So Breakers have got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, a lot of people are throwing dirt on Tassie's grave early. And I think they prefer it that way. Count us out, please.
Can they finish with a bit of momentum? Mooney from the logo! That might just give them a bit of a spark as they head into the quarter-time break. They still trail by 10, but maybe just a little bit of momentum. Quarter time, Event Finder Stadium, Auckland, and despite Coach Kopp changing up the starting lineup, nothing has really changed at the moment. The Breakers find themselves down 10 at the quarter, trailing 19-29. To find out more, Casey Frank was listening into the Breakers huddle.
Well, you mentioned that the starting lineup has changed up. Maybe they're trying to match the bench points that the Tasmanian JackJumpers brought the last time these teams played. It was 49 points off the bench, but in that huddle, Coach Company was all about ball movement. We're not moving the ball enough. We move the ball, we get the shot we want, start passing that thing around with speed is what they're looking for to start this quarter.
See Craig Sword draw the foul. Damon, you've mentioned a few times Scott Roth has come with a clear plan defensively. How have you seen it so far?
Yeah, he's getting everything he wanted on the defensive end so far. He's held PJC in check. PJC only got the 4 points. He's keeping them out of transition because they're shooting 63% from the field. So the Breakers can't get out and run is when they're at their best. And like Casey said, when the Breakers are at their worst, that ball sticks. Competent has said that to him before. So he's going to try to keep guys on the floor. He's going to play the right way that he wants because ISO basketball does not work against a team like the Jackies.
This 4-game losing streak for the Breakers, an average losing margin of almost 23 points. They've just been averaging the 84 themselves, conceding over 106 a game. So they're really just trying to find something to get their season back on track. Lost 5 of their last 6 after starting 6-2. There's Sword too easily. Gets the rebound of his own free throw.
I'm calling a timeout. I'm throwing a clipboard. I'm doing something. The guy shoots a free throw, gets his own board, and gets a layup. Unacceptable.
Getting some talk about the lack of intensity and effort from these Breakers. As we see PJC throw up an air ball. Hardly ever see that.
Wow, that's a tough shot.
Orford not going to die wondering. Struggling with that free ball this season. That's bread and butter for Jackson Cartwright. He can't get that one to fall either. As he throws his head back, he's 2 from 5, just 4 points and 1 assist in that opening quarter. And now Trimmick feeling good about his game. That was ambitious, and then there's going to be a foul off the ball on Sean Bairstow, trying to box out, did it illegally.
And those last couple possessions by the Jackies, not quite the offensive execution that Scott Roth wants, so I wouldn't be surprised. Here comes Shawnee Mack just to settle things down. And I don't care who you are. Jordan Crawford now has missed his first 2 threes. I don't care who you are. If you're missing a whole bunch of shots, it's in your head. So you got to find other ways to score and get your mind off the 3-ball, get some layups, get some steals, focus on D. And then when that 3-ball comes, you can act like it never happened.
And he's made 9 of his last 48 attempts, Jordan Crawford, in 9 games. Here he is again. This time steps inside the paint. That's better.
Get yourself a nice little easy one. Nice little mid-range, Jay. Get your confidence going from inside first. And this game getting out of hand, Joey.
Yeah, it is. 15 points could get ugly really quickly. They need to find something here, New Zealand. We won't even mention their third quarters at the moment. They have been horrible in recent times. As Bairstow hits the basket.
Now Taco comes up and gives Shawnee Bairstow a nice little screen. He gets on the rim. He's 6'8", like I said, a very, very nice athlete. But are you telling me that Gorjak Gak can defend Taco Fall one-on-one inside the Mitsubishi logo? Is that what you're telling me? Because that better not be what you're telling me, Joey.
There's Crawford putting on some moves. And there is Gak with some athleticism.
Taco came over for some reason, tried to block a shot that was not blockable, and let Gak get on the offensive rebound.
Sure it's not blockable for Taco Fall?
He was so
Isn't
late.
anything blockable? Billy.
He knew it too. He put his head down like, I should have stayed on my guy. Just boxed him out and got the rebound.
Good to see Gack getting some minutes. So season high of 6 points. You saw that in the Amy replay. He's back to 15. Anticevic getting some minutes. Started a few games and he's been shooting the 3-ball really well. And here's some easy points.
Timeout.
On transition.
Timeout. Timeout. That offense got no shot at producing buckets. It's too stagnant. Jackie's taking full advantage. 17-point lead.
Signs aren't good. Tangerine timeout. Jordan Crawford leading the way with 8 points with Shawnee McDonald. And Matthew Mooney has 5 for New Zealand Breakers. They are struggling. Let's go and listen to Coach Cole.
The ball needs to go here. Wide open shot or extra penetration. JB for Grant. Taco, try to be a little bit here higher when there is the ball screen. When it's coming, the guys are trying to fight over. Throw your arm. Next play. We go 5 down. First press break, 5 down. JB. When they say, Taco, good screening angle. Parker, if they play push and runner, you go. Taco, you roll. JB up. Look, nothing. Seal the middle of the pass. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
Going to be not as much swearing or throwing chairs as you would like to see, Damon, but what are you explaining?
Yeah, well, first he went at Mo King for not moving, not Mo King. Well, actually, he left him out there, but he put Jonah Bolden in. But he also went at Taco Fall and said, try to be higher on the ball screens. Try, forget trying. Get up there and use your lip. You're 7'6". You don't have to get as close as you think you do. But that's just his habit, though, Joey.
They get something going here on offense. Drimmick, aggressive. Bairstow. Crowd thought there should have been a whistle. Taco will get it back. Just needs to turn and spin and finish.
Can somebody, anybody, explain to me what takes so long to get that man the ball, Joey, 4 feet away from the basket? Nobody in Australia is going to block his shot 4 feet from the basket. If they wait a quarter and a half, Gorjak Gack, good luck to you, man.
Foul was given to Majok Deng, so that's his second, along with Ruben Tarangi. Taco Fall has the 2 personals for the Breakers.
Back to a 2-3 zone. Know where the shooters are.
Well, he's a shooter. And that one doesn't fall for McDonald. Yeah, Jackson Cartwright hands it off to Taco, who steps over Gack and doesn't even jump and throws it down.
You laying down on the floor and Taco's just dunking. Good job by PJC. Just wait. Just let him establish position. Joey, if you're going to have him on the floor, that's where you got to give him the ball.
6 points for Taco, 3 of 3 from the field. Here's this zone. Crawford thought about it. Drimmick didn't think about it. Again, missed their last few from long range now. Starting well, Tassie, 4 of 12.
Just wait, throw it up.
And again, they just go into Taco, and Gack's going to pick up the foul this time.
You know what, Joey? When I'm not commentating NBL games and wearing sweet men's club blazers, I'm actually a rocket scientist. That's what I am. And it's clear to me that you got a guy this tall who don't even have to jump. All you got to do is just wait. Gorjak tried to flop. He should get a flop warning for that. As long as Taco's on the floor, they're going to sit in the zone, identify the shooters. They're going to still try to set those ball screens within the zone, but you're going to just match up out of it best you can to protect that guy. And now, look, all of a sudden, they're scoring at a high clip. Taco got the last 6.
They're within 13, Tangerine timeout. Tassie JackJumpers will just think about it. Can Will Magnay do anything defensively?
Is Will Magnay still in New Zealand? See what I'm talking about, Joey? At the start of the game, we were talking about the numbers he's averaging, 14 and 7, but he's only playing like a handful of minutes. When I say handful, I'm talking about 22 to 23 minutes a game. But when Will is out there, he's clearly effective and having a great season. He's just never out there long enough. 26 minutes is what he's averaging. That's not enough for me.
Well, these are some Taco highlights. There's the 6 points, the 1 block shot, a couple of personal fouls, and this is how easy it can look when you go into the big fella. There's a lot of talk about Taco. I'm going to take a look at his journey and just how he did get to the NBL. After we see the one more passage, no, there it is. You know, he played some games with the Boston Celtics. Tried to have a crack at the Cavs. Didn't quite work out in the NBA career. Went over to China. And now he's found himself in the NBL. He had to wait. And he was injured. We know all the talk about the Freddie Gillespie decision and however that unfolded, but he's here now and he's trying to help his team find a way to get a win.
I remember him in college, went to Central Florida University, and you know, he just is a one-man, he'll just distort your entire defense if you play him in the right spots.
Will Magnay does check back into the game. His defensive capabilities. This time it's Bairstow, and there he's Taco having an impact. He's got 8 points.
Come on, man. Come on. He sealed so wide with his arms out. Deshaun Bairstow just strolled down the key. He got himself an easy 8-footer. He missed it, but there was Taco to clean it up.
Now can they get some stops at the defensive end? Just eat into this margin. It was 17. That's a great find from Doyle.
And playing extended periods of a 2-3 zone, you're going to get punished. But I'm saying you only do this when Taco's on the floor. And if the deficit goes the other way, you got to just make us up.
Well, Magnay's first points for the night. Jackson Cartwright gets rejected from Deng.
Block shot number 2 from Majuk.
Bairstow playing with some confidence. That's 5 points.
Only shooting 29% from down there, but a capable shooter.
The starting gig tonight, his first career start is Crawford. Gets one to fall.
There it is. When you're on a shooting streak that's going the wrong way, you always got to think the mentality is the next one's going in.
And he's up to 11 points, Jordan Crawford. Jonah Bolden draws the foul on Majuk Deng, and that's his third.
And that's a shame because the way Majuk got started, I thought he was going to have a big offensive game, but the Jackies played such a equal opportunity offense that Majuk Deng didn't get any more touches really for the rest of this, up until this point. He's got 2 block shots, but now he just picks up his 3rd foul, so we might not see him for a little while. Good job by Jonah, who's not known for putting the ball on the floor, attacking the basket. Got himself to the strike.
Wonder with Jordan Crawford up to 11 points, whether this might be a night we see both Doyle and Crawford have at least 15. They've only done it twice this season. Both Doyle and Crawford have more than 15 in the same game.
Well, this is the game that Doyle is not supposed to get 10 points according to the graphic.
Yeah.
We'll see if graphic is right or not.
Doyle with just the 5. Tassie at the moment still doing it comfortably, 12 points. Magnay draws the foul. Menenga thought he was straight up.
I like how good things and bad things happen on the same possession to the same 2 people. Will Magnay, good job attacking the basket, because I said when he faces up, he should probably get more looks in the ISO situation. But Sam Menenga, bad job. Why he guarding him so close? Is he going to shoot that little mid-range jump shot? Probably not. Now you get yourself another foul and you put Will to the line.
But guess what? We can be louder, louder, louder.
Just so you know, too, Moon Doyle don't give a damn what I'm talking about or that graphic. He don't care.
Will Magnay's missed all 4 of his free throw attempts. He's sliding on the floor, and then McDonald uncharacteristically turns the ball over. Here's Bairstow. Looking for Menenga, but there's McDonald, got the hand in, forced the turnover. And now Crawford in transition. He's got 13. And maybe that move to the bench has done him wonders.
El Presidente of the little big man society. There's other ways to score than 3 balls. You get him out in transition. He's quicker than most people. Caught PJC a little off balance. And it's all about minutes play. So right now, you got Crawford on the floor with Shawnee Mack. You need 3 guards in this league if you're going to be successful. And at any given stage, well, now you got Doyle out there as well. So Scott's rolling the dice with all 3 of them at the same time. And Doyle can be the facilitator.
3 p.m. this Sunday. Get your tickets at Event.
A nice even spread of points for Jordan Crawford. Some field goals, layups. He's knocked down a triple and he's been able to get the free throw line. Game high 13. Next best, Shawnee McDonald with 8. Menenga again able to get to his left hand, and he would have liked to have finished.
Good job by Sam attacking that little closeout, because once the ball gets swung, you think it's a hard show, but it turns into a switch late. And Sam Menenga's going to pick and pop on those screens. He can either shoot that 3 ball or pump fake and get on the rim.
Happy birthday too today to Sam Menenga, 23 years of age. He's going to be a big boy when he grows up, David. 22. Just 23. Is he in contention, one of the most improved? And you look at his numbers, he's almost doubled his points from last year in Cairns. His rebounds have gone up. He's become an important cog of this Breakers side.
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, these rules for the most improved is always a little bit weird to me, but he clearly is in contention for it if that's what the criteria is.
Let's get back down to courtside. Casey.
Yeah, you may see some of the players jumping up on the rim. It looks like that last Taco Fall dunk has gotten the standard off its center point. Sam Menenga just noticed when he lined up that free throw, and he said it's about 2 or 3 inches over to the right. So now we may have a little bit of a delay as they try and figure out how to get that rim back on target.
I saw what you did there, Casey, 2 to 3 inches to the right. You can't drop a white man can't jump referencing me and me not catch it.
There's Taco.
A thing of beauty is a joy forever, Damon.
Taco over here tearing up stuff.
That was the dunk that did it. So there will be, again, a slight delay.
What's the record for the most delays during the game, Joey?
We might be on track. Well, that's all 141 kilos is what they have Taco Fall listed as.
141.
229 centimetres and 141 kilos. So that would probably do it to the ring. If anyone was going to be able to bend it slightly. I did see the other week when I looked, he's in the top 30 tallest people in the world at the moment, alive, living.
I wonder if they're under 29. Do they play basketball?
No, the tallest man was a Turkish farmer. He was, find my notes, he was 8'3", I think.
A farmer?
A Turkish farmer, yeah. So, I don't know if they can, someone try and recruit him. There will be a delay.
Sam Menenga said, I don't normally miss free throws like that. I knew something was off. Who does this break favor?
Well, you take a look at New Zealand, and that is the results of their last 4 games and why. They are in a bit of a hole they're in, as we said, 38-point loss to Illawarra, an 11-point loss in a high-scoring shootout. That was the Bryce Cotton, one of his performances, and Parker Jackson-Cartwright was brilliant, and they were poor against Melbourne. And then they were a bit more competitive against the Sydney Kings, but third quarters have been an issue. Thought maybe getting back at home, they'd be able to find a bit of form. They've changed it up, their starting lineup, but still at the moment, same sort of results
that
as
first,
we've seen.
That first half against Melbourne United looked really good.
Yeah.
I mean, that looked like the previous rounds New Zealand Breakers, the way they play. Then the second half, they just completely didn't care.
7 points in that third quarter.
Yeah, that was shocking, but at least they showed some signs. And now today, they're trying to figure out a way how to incorporate playing with Taco and still playing the Pettery Coppin style, if you will. They're all trying to make up a little bit of stuff on the fly right now, but they got to still get wins, Joey. At some point, you just got to figure out, find a way, make an excuse to win.
Yeah, speaking of those third quarters, as we said, 7 points is all they scored against Melbourne. They only had the 15 points in that loss to Sydney. Well, last time these teams played in round 8, when Tassie won by 19, if you remember, they kept New Zealand to 3 points in the third quarter. 3 points. They went 1 of 15 from the field. So hopefully Coach Kopp's got something up his sleeve at half-time. They need to come out and perform much better than they have in third quarters, but they've still got 3 minutes 47 here in this half to just try and get it back to single figures, give themselves something to work with.
I'm always partial to a coach who played the guard position. Kopp obviously played the guard position, played for his country, and I'm sure there's not many scenarios that he has not seen. So he can talk to the guards and know how to put them in spots. He's probably never played with anybody 7'6", but if anybody can figure out something to do, it's him.
Well, we spoke off the top about Jordan Crawford. It's his second consecutive game coming off the bench. And it might be a masterstroke from coach Scott Roth, because at the moment he has 13 points of 4 and 7 from the field. He's 4 from 4 from the free throw line. As I said, only once this year has he scored more than 20 points in a game back in round 5, but he's on track today and he's starting to look much better.
And he is a professional bucket getter. We got a few of those in the league. And Jordan has scored all over the world. It's no big deal to him. He knows how to score the ball. He just needs those minutes.
Back live now. They've been able to rectify that crooked ring. We're back in the action with the Tassie JackJumpers leading by 13. As much as 17 earlier in this quarter as Krizlovic. This is that one.
That was great, Team D. Just then, the same exact play, the Sam Meninga foul Will Magnay on. That time, he just sagged off, said, you're not going to shoot that. Jonah Bowden came over and gave some great help D. Forced a ball swing, and they got Fabian Kristovic shooting the 3-ball, who's a capable 3-point shooter, but you'd rather him taking his shot than Shawnee Mack and Doyle and them kind of guys. So that was a good defensive possession by the Breakers.
And here's young Kareem Lopez, his first point of the night. As I said, he's been averaging at 22 minutes the last couple of nights, but the last couple of weeks, but only scored 2 points combined. Didn't score against Melbourne. He just had the 2 points against Sydney. He's got 2 points here. But he's shown his talent and what he's capable of. Maybe could build off the free throws as Crawford is certainly starting to build.
What's everybody worried about? Everybody just calm down. I never doubted the little big man, Joey.
16 points for the president. There is Lopez going baseline. And again, he draws the foul. Is it coincidence or not, Dane, when we talk about these guys coming off the bench? I mean, it turned around James Bateman's season. We've seen it with Darius Days. There's been a number that have been moved to the bench. We've seen it even tonight with New Zealand. What is it? Does it free the mind? Is it?
After the initial shock wears off, I mean, if you're a starter and you get benched, that's hard. I mean, I never started in the league. I always was a bench guy. But for guys that start, they might take it personal early, and that kind of might fire them up. Oh, you think we better off from you on the bench kind of thing? But like I said, this is a team sport, and teams in this era, they're so deep that as long as you get your minutes, if you just focus on that, not whether you start or finish with it, can you just be productive in your minutes? And right now, Jordan Crawford's like, no problem. You still want me to score? I can do that.
His best game of the year probably was the game against New Zealand in round 8. He had the 19 points, his second best score, 61% from the field, and he kept Jackson Cartwright that night to his 15.
Yeah, I often don't like seeing my president and my vice president going at it like this, but that's just the way it goes.
And Jackson Cartwright just 4 points in this first half. In his 44 NBL games, he's never scored under 11 points. He needs to get going. Meninga, can he get a stop? Bowden over the top.
That SOB, son of Bruce, 6'11", block on one end.
There's Magnay getting one back at the other end on the youngster and lets him know about it. And then Crawford. We'll go to the strike.
A lot happening in them 30 seconds. Jonah gets the block on one end. Will Magnay does what he does on the other end.
Just when Lopez thought he had a bucket,
whoa,
the big mitts of Magnay came over the top. And he just gave the youngster a little bit of a mouthful.
And you know what? When you Will Magnay, the referees, listen here. I'm Will Magnay. I'm going to block just about everything. So I might just get some favors every now and then. You can't bail out the 17-year-old against Will Magnay. That's not the way the world works. That's 18, Jordan.
Yeah, perfect 6 of 6 from the stripe. Shooting it over 60% from the field. Excellent first half for Jordan Crawford. And now he's trying to match up against PJC, who finds Darling. And again, there's plenty happening under the basket. Bodies falling everywhere.
Everybody's trying to keep Taco off the glass, and he's gonna have to get used to this. But it's a whole bunch of flopping going on when Taco gets around the basket. And it looked like it's going the other way.
That'll be a third personal on Taco.
Oh, no, that's...
See there.
My bad.
Getting into the back of Magnay.
No, that was terrible on Taco's part. Taco just ran Will over. Got to be smart in that, protect yourself.
Magnay, 0-4 from the free throw line. He gets his first one to go.
Petty Copeland's going to ride with Taco with his last 2 minutes. That was his third foul.
Knocks down both those 4 points with his 4 assists and 3 rebounds. And a couple of block shots for Magnay. It's back to 16. Game high was 17. And they want to look for Taco. Instead, Lopez tried his luck. And he gets Crawford out in transition. And bang! 21 for Crawford.
Don't you ever doubt this dude. Don't doubt professional bucket getters. Littlest man in the league. You want to bring me off the bench, coach? No problem. In transition, he's, Joey, I said he's plutonium. Hard to handle people like that. Joey, can I go back to the other end?
That's why he's your president. Yes, you can.
Man, I got excited.
Go.
On the other end, Milton Doyle sagged off because they saw Tacos in the Mitsubishi Motors logo where he should live. They swing the ball to Kareem Lopez wide open, and he just can't knock down shots. These are the kind of shots that Taco Fall is going to get everybody.
There's Mooney. Here's the hot hand of Crawford. Doyle just going about his business easily.
Petty Copeland just told Taco to try to be high on those screens. Milton Doyle just walked into, you know what, a lot of people think the mid-range shot is a bad shot. That's how the drops was invented. But guys are too good. They're not going to miss those.
It's now a game high, 19 points, just as it looked as if the Breakers were getting some momentum as Taco couldn't quite pull down the offensive rebound. Well, Magnay looks to have caught one in the chops. Crawford's feeling it.
Don't hate it. Okay.
And now it's getting physical again off the ball. And there's some frustration creeping into Parker Jackson Cartwright. And now he's copped the technical. He's, well, in some ways it's understandable how frustrated he's getting.
Now, PJC hooked him right in front of the referee, and he saw it. But you're right, Joey. PJC is frustrated. He's played the 17 minutes, only got the 4 points, 2 of 6 from the field. The Jackies have literally taken him out of the game, and frustration is now building. He was the MVP frontrunner not that long ago.
Slipping away from him, you think?
Absolutely. It is definitely slipping away. Some dude out there in the West got his hands all over it now. But this is where previously, a previous era of New Zealand Breakers, you had another guard out there on the floor, another lead guard, Will McDowell-White. They don't have that in this particular team. It's PJC, then you got Mitch McCann, who hasn't been healthy this season. Mitch McCann is a smart guard, a good defensive guard, can make plays, but not to the level of a PJC. They don't have that other kind of a guard. They don't have a Shawnee Mack to bring in. So that's where they're going to struggle probably against a team like the JackJumpers.
21 points now is the margin. It was 12 not that long ago. Mooney was able to knock one down from the logo on the stroke of quarter time, but not there.
Matt Mooney's probably looking for a 2-for-1 shot then. But that's that offense that when nobody else touches the ball, Petty Confidence says, you know, everybody's standing around. I'd rather you take a good shot than a quick rush shot with no ball movement.
There's another foul off the ball. As you've mentioned, the aggression on Taco Fall from the rebounds, and it was a bit too aggressive from Fabian Krizlovic. Taco knocks that first down.
What's his free throw percentage, Joey? That stroke don't look bad.
He's only had the 4 attempts, 2 of 4 before that one there. Knocks them both down.
I mean, he's had to learn how to uncurl his hands, unclaw the ball to be able to shoot those free throws, and that is a decent stroke.
4 of 7 for his career from the free throw line, and he sits down, certainly not the worst. He's the leading scorer, 10 points. Just the 1 rebound and 1 block. Magray slips. He's been called for the foul.
Breakers don't have any timeouts left. Ty Wynyard just checks into the game. Who is Ty Wynyard? People in New Zealand know what this big dude is. He's been on the 3x3 circuit for quite a while. I've seen him in World Cups, seen him in Asian Cups in 3x3. Nickname Jordan 3x3 is the Typhoon. Big time.
Ty Wynyard, yeah, he's the injury replacement player, the signing for Dane Pinot, who's going to miss an extended period of time with a meniscus knee injury. So Ty Wynyard, the local New Zealander, will play out the final 30 seconds, as does Craig Sword. Magnay getting plenty of looks from the free throw line. That's just 2 of 7 though.
And his stroke from the free throw line has improved, but clearly the results are still patchy.
He's been shooting free throws at about 65% on the season. He's having all sorts of trouble tonight. Jackson Cartwright will hold on to this for one last possession. Sword defending him. They get the ball out of his hands. He wants it back. He wants the shot. Forced to give it up. And that's a tough finish for the skipper, Mitch McCarron. And just like they did before quarter time, they're able to get the final bucket on the stroke of half-time. But it's still a 17-point deficit, 59-42. It's been all Jordan Crawford. He's been the story. 22 points at the half, 6 of 10 from the field, 7 of 7 from the free throw line. And for a guy that's moved to the bench, he has certainly lit up Event Finder Stadium.
One thing about Scott Roth, if you're on the bench or you're starting, if you're playing well, you're gonna play. You're gonna stay on the floor. And right now, they weathered that miniature New Zealand storm. It was only a mini one. And now they're going into the half with a comfortable 17-point lead.
Now let's get down courtside to Casey Frank.
Well, I'm here with Jordan Crawford, who's off to a fantastic start. You find your form against the New Zealand Breakers. Why do you feel so much comfort against this defense?
It's all praise to God. Just going out here and play the game I love. You know, he gives me the talents to come out here. I'm blessed just to be out here.
Last time out, the JackJumpers against the Breakers held them to 3 points in the third quarter. What was the message in that timeout or in that halftime that got that done, and what is going to be the message today?
It's always the same message. You know, new half, new quarter, being up the floor, being confrontational, and playing the JackJumper way.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
17-point lead at the half to the Tassie JackJumpers. They're looking to make it 5 straight. What can the New Zealand Breakers do? Well, they've got some soul-searching at half-time. We'll be back right after this to dissect the first half. coming into this one, it was a tale of contrasting form lines. Tassie on a 4-game winning streak, New Zealand on a 4-game losing streak. And from what we've seen in the first half here from Event Finder Stadium in Auckland, nothing really is going to change because the Tassie JackJumpers led by 10 at quarter time. They've extended that lead to 17 at the half, 59-42. I'm here with Damon Lowry. What did you make of the first half?
Wow, it had some everything, didn't it?
It did,
A lot of delays, shot clock breaking down, Tacos tearing up the foundation of the place. A whole bunch of stuff going not the Breakers' way, which has kind of been indicative of how they've been over the last 4 to 5 games. So they found themselves in a nice 17-point hole, and Tasmania JackJumpers, man, they just do what they do.
Yeah, well, they've had a lot going right for them, Tassie, but one player that wasn't really firing was Jordan Crawford. He moved to the bench last week. He started there again tonight, but I tell you what, didn't take him long, Damon. You never jumped off him. He certainly found his form in the first half. 22 points, 60% from the field.
He's proven. He's got the runs on the board. Championship winner, went absolutely nuclear in the championship series last season. Okay, so for the betterment of the team, if Scott Roth wants to start Shawnee Mack, no problem. These dudes love each other. They're brothers. But whenever you put him on out there, he's going to play just like this. And I like what he said at halftime. We're being confrontational. That's their defense. I mean, what a line. I love that as we look at the Blackmore Shark Truck. 60% from the field, 50 from downtown, 100 from the foul line. This is that dude, Jordan Crawford.
Yeah, nice balance in his game. He's certainly on fire. Well, we know about the cool hand that has certainly helped the resurrection of Tassie this year, and that has been Sean McDonald. And again, he started beautifully. 8 points in the first quarter. He knocked down his first couple of triples. And from there, he's just been able to delegate and just do whatever the game needs.
No fuss. Meat and potatoes, Shawnee Mack, going to do all the right things, going to play a very efficient brand of basketball. As we see the stats there, 3 or 4. Doesn't need to shoot the ball a whole lot, but when he does, love that move there, by the way, Shawnee. Shawnee just going to play a good, honest, solid defense, and he's the third guard that this team needs because Milton Doyle kind of comes and goes offensively. They're rolling.
And while the story for the New Zealand Breakers is that man, Taco Fall, he's the leading scorer at half-time. He has 10 points. PJC only the 4. A lot of conversation about how they defend with him on the floor, how they score with him on the floor. Talk us through it, Damon.
Well, they tried to start off in the zone with Taco Fall, but then you're playing 4 against 5. You're giving up wide open shots. But you get Taco Fall the ball anywhere near the basket, and you have got a snowball's chance in the blazing infernos of hell stopping him. He's just too big. But in the pick and roll defense where Taco, you got to get better, man. Pettery Copeland said you got to come up a little bit higher, make it more of a challenge for the defense. As you see Gorjak Gak try to flop for a foul, I'll dunk her while you laying down. But Taco, if he can somehow morph into, I'm not saying a Will Magnay-style pick-and-roll defender, but just somewhere between a stick and Will Magnay, and we'll be happy.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on him second half. There's a storyline there. Jackson Cartwright, he got called for a technical foul late. He's frustrated. They're defending him like he hasn't seen all season long, just the 4 points. We'll see if he can get out of a slumber. And New Zealand need to do something about their third quarters. Well, as we said, this is the first of a Thursday night doubleheader. There is another game to come, and it's a cracking game as well. 2 teams in form. The Bullets have come off 2 wins. South East Melbourne have come off back-to-back wins as well. This is at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Let's get to Ariana Prather and Derek Rucker for a preview.
Right here with Derek Rucker. Derek, Nathan Sobey in the building tonight. It might be a little bit spicy. What do you think is going through his head right now?
Well, Nathan's a highly competitive person, someone who was the star of this franchise for several seasons. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of emotion and Nathan wanting to prove some people wrong. He gets a great opportunity here tonight.
Both teams have won their last 2 games. What's it going to take for each one to pull it out tonight?
It's very simple. Southeast Melbourne must prove that they can defend on the road. Brisbane, just keep putting the basketball in the bucket.
All right, well, you heard it from the man himself. We'll see you guys at tip-off.
Are you going for that one, Damon? How do you see this playing out?
I'm going with the Bullets. Got all the imports firing. They're getting big minutes. That's the key. Yep, they're my tip.
One of the wins of the season against Melbourne last week. Don't go anywhere. Still plenty more basketball action to come. Second half right after this. second half not far away. New Zealand got plenty of work to do, trailing this one by 17 points. And one of the storylines to come out of this first half has been Parker Jackson Cartwright, just 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting. He's really struggled, and we saw some frustration in that second quarter. Casey, Frank, you want to talk about him?
Yeah, when I see PJC playing the game, I just don't understand how the Breakers don't play a faster pace. Second slowest pace in the competition. You can see that tonight when he's getting the ball in hand. He's not getting a lot of those transition opportunities that he really fed off when the Breakers were playing their best basketball this season and when he was playing his best basketball a year ago. When he does get into the paint early in the game, he got off to that great start, 4 points really early, but after that, the offense just kind of got away from him. And you see the Tasmanian JackJumpers, they are all over him. He's getting the basketball at the end of the quarter. They're sending the double team. They've got that extra help sitting in the paint. They're not worried about anyone else. They're worried about him, and that worry has shut him down in the first half.
Damon Lowry, is there anything that the coach or himself can do to get him going, or does he just have to just do what the game gives him?
Well, you got to get stops. It's hard to get Parker out in transition when you're letting the Tasmanian JackJumpers shoot 59%. So you're taking the ball out of the net. When they get stops and Parker runs, he's unstoppable. JackJumpers have done a great job executing on offense. They're shooting the ball well. So if the defense don't pick up, I would expect more of the same.
It's certainly been a real theme now for the Tassie JackJumpers on this win streak, the 4 games, and this one so far. The numbers still say they're 10th for points and 10th for field goal percentage, but their last 5 games, they have improved their field goal percentage and 3-ball off the charts. And it's helped their offense. And they're putting opposition teams to the sword. That's certainly what they're doing here with New Zealand, although there's some better defense, and they get out in transition, and it's Bolden with the first bucket of the second half.
Boy, they missed Jonah Bolden. Great defense by everybody. Parker Jackson, great ball pressure. Jonah denying the ball. Gets a steal. That's a good start. That's how you would think they could start the game defensively, but they were starting in the zone. As Doyle tees one off, no good. But Jonah was key to this team. Even like I said, he wasn't averaging big numbers, but just a great connector and just a do-it-all kind of a guy.
Here's Mooney looking to be aggressive. That's a nice reverse. First 4 points of this third quarter. Looked a bit more intent on defense. Menenga guarding Doyle. That's a tough ask for anyone.
Good pass.
And there's great defense from Menenga. And Mooney's out and running. Bairstow thought he was going to get the whistle. Mooney.
Milton Doyle's left to right crossover. It puts you in a real bad mood.
And this time Steindl attacks the glass.
And you can see the defense that the Breakers are capable of playing. They're not doing it on a consistent enough basis. Like, how come they can't deny passing lanes and pressure the ball all the time? It takes a different level of fitness to be able to pull this off. The JackJumpers have been doing it for so long, it just looks second nature to them.
Steindl continuing to be in the starting lineup despite playing limited minutes in recent weeks. Again, just the 5.5 minutes in this one, just 2 points.
He was shooting the skin off the ball like he was last season, but still around 38, 39% from deep.
Knocks down 1 of 2.
I don't want to alarm you, Joey, but Sam Menenga has 2 shots. We're all talking about Parker Jackson Cartwright getting busy. Sam got to do a better job of getting himself involved.
He's probably been their second best player this year, Menenga. Averaging almost 14 points in 6 a game, and you weren't going to keep him down for too long. Third quarters we've spoken about. They've been a real issue for the Breakers. Just 7 points against Melbourne last week. They've already got 7 inside the first 2 minutes.
That's a bad foul. Out of position, it's sloppy. You can't argue that one. Mick Aylin's like, what are you talking about? That was a foul all day, every day. If we look at the Amy replay, vintage step back going to the left, PJC. The guy's got so much pride in himself in his game. You think he's gonna let you just keep him down like that? He's gonna come at you. He needs his teammates, Joey, to have that same level of aggression.
So Menenga will have to sit, picking up his third personal. There's McDonald. Again, helps himself to 2. And he's the second Jackie in double digits. He's got 11 points, 4 or 5 shooting.
You only got 8 seconds in the backcourt. You only got 8.
And that is great full court pressure from the Jackies. They force the turnover.
Wow. That's one thing Jackies can hang their hat on. Regardless, Doyle's only got the 4 shots himself. Doesn't matter. They're gonna always play D. That's the standard they set. They couldn't get the ball inbound to PJC for some reason, and now Matt Mooney, I'm giving him that turnover, even though it probably goes to Joan on the stat sheet.
6 turnovers to the Breakers. Just 3 for Tasmania in that first half. There's another foul off the ball on Bolden.
So Coach Kopp is going with Little U's first ever game of the season. Injury replacement in Ty Wynyard, who is an athlete. I've seen him on the 3x3 internationally. He ain't just a big lumbersome dude. He can move.
A 26-year-old signed during the week and getting some minutes straight up. Magnay with a good find for McDonald. Was a bit short on that.
What is this call? Who kicked who?
Calling that against McDonald for kicking the legs out.
Shawnee Mack tried to get away with the old Rob Rose move. Pull up a J and kick you in the shins. They never called that on Rob back in the day.
Working hard in New Zealand. Just trying to slowly eat into the margin. Just try and give themselves a chance. Mooney tried the ball fake. Magnay didn't fall for it. And now Jackson Cartwright, and there's Wynyard with his first bucket.
Big Ty, the Typhoon. Gonna do all the little things, gonna scrap. He's got 5 fouls to use.
Said the injury replacement signing for Dane Pinot. Now Doyle. Thought he was gonna throw that down for a second there. And he's got a chance to finish the 3-point play.
I get being aggressive, you gotta play hard defense, but you also gotta play hard and smart at the same time. Sean Bairstow closing out way too close on Milton Doyle, who's not shooting the ball a lot. It's just a blow-by. And then you compound the error by slapping him in the back of the dome. The previous possession, Joey, when Jonah Bolden came on and set that ball screen, the JackJumpers switched. Jonas now got Sean McDonald on him. Instead of being spaced from the floor, seal and be 6'11", Shawnee Mack can't guard you down there. These are the little things that can get the scoreboard ticking over for the Breakers.
Milton Doyle now 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. And there's Wynyard again, becoming an offensive presence.
I'm not even surprised. I know Casey Frank ain't surprised either. We know Ty's work. I know it in a different code. But this is a welcome addition as long while Dane is out.
He begged the referee to call the foul at the defensive end, and that was too easy again.
And Antisevich checks in. They just don't have that defensive punch. Even though it's only a 14 points, it doesn't look like a lot, but the Breakers just look lethargic from one possession to the next.
Here's Antisevich, this is what he does. Here's McDonald. Stepped out of bounds.
Good job by Ty Wynyard. Ty's exhausted. He hasn't played all season. He's out there giving it his all. He's huffing and puffing. He's gonna stay out there. And Parker gotta be careful. You're gonna try to make any kind of run. You can't pick up your 3rd foul.
And another whistle. That's on Jackson Cartwright.
As I was saying, you're too valuable. 3 fouls on PJC. Comp's got to take him out. He's going to leave him out there. You want to trust your lead guard, but if you're going to do some non-trustworthy things, you're going to force my hand.
Well, if we are going to foul anyone tonight, it may as well be this man, Will McNay. That's now 2 of 9 from the free throw line. And it's in his head now. Can he knock this one down? He does. 3 of 10 for his 5 points and 6 assists for Will McNay, which is a career high already as Lopez gets the easy dunk. Or King, I should say, Mojave King.
Jackie sold out on a full court trap, left the back door open. Speaking of back door,
I'm getting some easy buckets. Tassie at the other end. They can't get stops, New Zealand. They're scoring okay.
you might as well turn this into an up and down game like Casey was saying. Just get out and run. Speed this game up because Jack's going to take possessions out of this game.
Mooney with a nice little mid-range. He's now got 11 game high for the Breakers. Haven't seen Taco fall yet in this second half. He has the 10 points. McNay just took his eye off it. He was looking to set a teammate up. He's committed the turnover.
Yeah, the Jackies are looking a little bit clunky themselves. Sometimes the opposition can lull you into a false sense of security. You think everything is sweet, come out a little bit laxed. And I reckon that's a good sub right there. Get PJC out. Trust Mitch McCarron to run the ship for these last 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
Here is McCarron. King. There's Crawford. Almost forced the steal. Hasn't added to his 22 points from the first half, Jordan Crawford.
We saw when the Breakers played Melbourne United that first half, which is their best half of basketball since the roster change. Sam Meninga would get a switch on the ball screen. He would go and post up. He was posting up Deli and Shea Illy. He's not doing that right now. He's played himself into an almighty funk. Can he get this to go?
4 of 20 from long range tonight, the Breakers. Doesn't work for them. Doyle. Good defense from Harvey King. Get it to Gack. He gets another bucket. That's 4 points.
Good patient offense by the Jackies. Got the ball through hands and in the ball screen. Doyle made a good decision.
Swing the ball back to Mooney. And again, there's some heavy contact under the basket. This time it was Gack on Meninga. No whistle. And now it's a 5-on-4. Drimmick.
Timeout. Like, yep. Drimmick gets in transition, gets it on the free throw line. The Breakers on the other end, Sam Meninga thought he was fouled. He lays down for a couple of seconds. We don't have time for this, man. We're on a losing streak. You got to get up and keep playing. Down 15 at home. We don't have time for going at the referees about a call you think they missed.
Are you surprised not to see Taco yet in this third quarter, or you think there's been a bit of a change of philosophy in this game?
I'm not surprised because I think Patrick Compton wants to play faster now. You got this, like if the game was closer, you're down 15. Taco's just gonna slow the game down. You gotta play slow. For Taco to be effective, you have to play slow. But right now, the situation doesn't call for slow play. So sorry, Taco, you gotta sit this one out for a while.
Let's get back down court side to Casey Frank.
Well, right after you mentioned that, Damon, about Sam Meninga needing to get up, Matt Mooney had some of the same things to say. Sam Meninga saying, I got knocked down, but the mindset is the same. We're down 15. We got to get up and run. We got to work harder. Can't be down there. No time to bleed, just like Predator.
Jesse Ventura. Man, Casey got all the movie references. I'm with it. And this is what Sam Meninga's going to need to take the next step. We know what kind of offensive talent he is. Yes, he's a big that can shoot the three. Yes, he can post up when he feels like it. But he's going to have to play with a consistent amount of effort all the time those intangibles to go along with that skill.
For their effort, New Zealand, they've only been able to break even in this quarter. Crawford, step back. Now Fall is into the game.
Fall is into the game because Pettery's frustrated with Sam Meninga, but now you see they had to go to a 2-3 zone, and when you're down 17, that's not the defense you want to play.
Hold off the ball. And that was against Krislovic. Again, holding Taco full. Krislovic's got 3 personals. Still no PJC. Who's going to provide the scoring punch here for the Breakers? They'll go to Taco, who uses that frame, and if he's not careful, he'll bend the ring at the other end.
Taco, don't tear up the other one, man. Sean Bairstow caught him up for a ball screen, then decided, here, Taco, just take the ball. Just go in there and just dunk on somebody.
12 points, 5 of 5 from the field. And then an offensive foul against Gack. And here's the replay of Taco, and these rings got to be very, very careful. I can see that backboard coming down soon.
Gack's like, what did I deserve? What did I do to deserve this type of treatment?
Here's McCarron, Crawford all over him. Not giving him an inch.
You see how Taco's in the key. Mitch don't throw it in there to him. Hey, what do you think is going to happen? The exact same thing happened on the previous possession. He's going to turn and dunk it. But they swing the ball, and then Taco got to get out of the key to not get 3 seconds, and now they get nothing out of it. If you're going to have him on the floor, you got to use him. About to scratch the skin off my head over here, Joey.
Here's McCarron again. This time he finds Bairstow wide open in the corner. And that's hit the side of the backboard. Sean Bairstow got the starting gig tonight. Just 5 points, 2 of 6 from the field. His first career start is Deng. A bit long on that one. There is Taco. He's set. And again, he forces the foul, and now we go to the free throw line.
I mean, damn. That's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to foul out. Forget the ball screens. I don't need to see Sean Bairstow shooting threes in the corner when I got 7'6" on the floor. Different if you go inside, they collapse, and then Taco kicks it out. Then you shoot your 3-ball. Then I'm fine with it.
Of course, we know the NBL Summer Shootout is here. Make sure you choose the club that will score the highest points in the Summer Shootout game and correctly predict their score. Your chance to win the $100,000. Just enter via the QR code or on nbl.com.au/shootouts. Gee, the teams that made their decisions about 3 weeks ago, there'd be some changes now, wouldn't there? Some sides who were like, I don't want to play them. They're like, hang on a minute. It's the league we're in. Taco now 14 points, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. And they close within 13. They haven't been able to get it to single digits. And they get an opportunity late in this half as McCarron picks up the foul on Deng.
Yeah, another silly foul. They go into the strike. I mean, look at the lead, Joey. It's a 13-point lead. This 2-3 zone, like, it's only a matter of time before the Breakers figure it out. So you got to make a dent in this thing right now. And the way to do it is not give up silly fouls like this, put them to the line, and then on the other end, punishing the Gack-Taco matchup.
Deng, just the 3 points tonight. He's been averaging 12.5 in this 4-game win streak. Really added to them offensively. There is Jack Gack. Some good minutes tonight. They're all sharing the load with the fouls. Deng and Gack and Krislovic all got 3 apiece. Magno with a couple.
I'd love to know the stat on who's the most fouled player in the league. Well, it's probably Bryce. Bryce gets fouled more than anybody.
They swing the ball. They want to get it to Taco. Foul. And there again.
Copy and paste for the next minute and 19 seconds. Seal, throw it in. What post move is that? That's the 7'6". I'm just going to turn around post move. Not many people can pull that move off, Joe.
Just needs to keep knocking down his free throws. Four of 6 for Taco.
Majid Ding's got the 4 fouls. Gorjak's got the 3 fouls. Fabian's got the 3 fouls. Will McNay over there on the bench chilling. He's not in foul trouble. But they can't put a dent in that lead. They can't get it under double figures.
Now that was a good foul. Missed both, Taco. Here's that zone that they can penetrate. And Gak's got an equal season high, 6 points.
Good penetration by Jordan Crawford. Sometimes teams get too stuck on the perimeter when teams go zone. And Joey, not a lot of teams are used to playing against zone. We just don't see it in the league.
Here's McCarron.
What is this offense?
Calls for Taco to set the pick. Mojave King in the corner. That 3 ball is just not working for New Zealand tonight. 4 of 23. Crawford hasn't been able to score this 3rd quarter. Still got the 22. They'll swing and look to get it to fall, you would think.
Just put it up.
Then they try and get him to set the ball screen. And now it's up to Bairstow to work his way through.
Taco just drops his head. He's like, you guys know how easy this is? I know I'm belaboring the point, Joey. But what else you want me to do? If a guy that's 7'6", puts his arms up in the air, what is he, 9'6" now? What is he? Sean Bairstow penetrates, gets himself to the line, but I'm telling you, they had a very, very small window to make a dent. He drew so many fouls on the JackJumpers, especially when they're in the bonus. You still with me, Joey?
I'm still with you.
If I said too much about Taco Fall, tell me if I've said too much, Joey.
We get it. So 20 points for the quarter for New Zealand. They still have only eaten into the margin by 1. It was 10 at the quarter, 17 at the half, and it's 15 as we speak. We've never really been troubled, the Tassie JackJumpers. They're going to get the final look of the 3rd quarter. And they couldn't make them pay. So they still trail by 15 at 3/4 time. Tassie looking to make it 5 on the trot. Three-quarter time, and the Tassie JackJumpers are doing this one comfortably. They lead by 15 points, and they're looking to make it 5 on the trot. While the hapless New Zealand Breakers are still struggling to find much at the offensive end. Just 63 points again. Taco Falls tried his hardest. He's leading the way with 14 points. But once again, it's been a pretty dire performance from this New Zealand Breakers side. That before the FIBA break, they're sitting second on the ladder at 7-3. After this one, they're looking like being 7-8, Damon Lowry.
Yeah, it's not getting off to a good start for the Breakers. I mean, this is a big last quarter. They got these Sam Meninga, Matt Mooney, all the usual suspects. Got to pull their finger out.
Lopez kicks it out. Here is Mooney. Of course, Jackson Cartwright, just 7 points. The lowest he's ever scored in the NBL is 11. In almost 50 NBL games. There's Sword, goes back door.
No communication on that back pick, easy layup. And the Jackies have left the door open. I mean, this game could have been over with well and truly. They've missed 10 free throws this game.
Now Bolden will try his luck. And again, he comes up short. 4 of 25 now. From long range for the Breakers. Of course, they go to there straight after this. Big game to follow. Brisbane Bullets hosting the South East Melbourne Phoenix. Both teams have won back-to-back games, starting to build some momentum. Nathan Sobey heading back to Brisbane. I wonder what sort of treatment he'll get from the crowd.
Yeah, that's going to be lively.
It's interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. Do they really love you like that, Sobey? We're going to find out.
He found some form last weekend, and it's going to be a beauty.
Sobey was great last game. Will he stay in his lane and play that efficient style, or will he come back and let the emotions get the better of him? It's Sam Meninga, no good.
Well, they're all trying their luck. None of them can make one. Of course, that game will be delayed because of this one. We had a 14-minute delay at the start with some shot clock issues, and at one stage we had a delay trying to fix the ring that Taco nearly snapped in half. So that one will be right up after this. There's now Krislovic. He also misses. Jackson Cartwright gave up the three for an easy dunk for the birthday boy Meninga.
I was just about to say, the way the Breakers ran that, I mean, the way the JackJumpers ran that offensive set, even though they missed the shot, it was a good shot out of the offense. It took almost the whole shot clock so they could get back on D and keep Park out of transition.
Here's Sword. Can't get it to fall. Of course, New Zealand are going to have to butter up pretty quickly because they play again on Saturday night in Adelaide with the return of Montrezl Harrell. So that is going to be tough. The crowd will be pumped to see Trez and Kendrick Davis to form his in. So New Zealand have to find something as Sword gets that one to fall.
Yeah, it's not going to get any easier for New Zealand. They playing these teams that's in the middle of the pack as PJC turns it over. Slap the glass! Slap the glass!
Crawford gets his first points of the second half. The easiest he'll ever get. He's got 24. The damage was done in the first half for Jordan Crawford. It's a Tangerine timeout. Tassie doing it comfortably. It's a game high 20-point lead. Four scorers in double digits for the Tassie JackJumpers. Milton Doyle's got 10. Craig Swords helped himself to 10. Sean McDonald 11. He had 8 of them in the first quarter. Of course, Crawford leading the way with 24 points. And again for New Zealand, the struggles. Matthew Mooney has 11 on 12 field goal attempts. And Taco Fall, we've spoken a lot about him, Damon. Has the 14 points, 5 of 5 shooting.
He missed a shot?
No, 5 from 5 from
I
the
was
field.
going to say.
4 of 7 from the free throw line.
You know how hard it is to miss from 2 feet away from the basket when you're 7'6"? That's hard to do. He's only got the 2 rebounds, though, which is a little bit surprising, but they're shooting such a high percentage. Jackies are still at 56% from the field. Not many boards out there, I guess.
Well, Tassie have been doing it comfortably, really, since the start of the game. And Milton Doyle, well, hasn't really been needed. And he tends to do this, Damon. He just sits back and lets the others do the job. He's just got the 1 3-pointer. Take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors 3-point leaders. He can't really eat into that gap on Chris, Golding. Still on 42 tonight, just with the 1 3-pointer.
The way everybody's playing, there's only one guy capable of catching CG3 on that particular list, and that's Bryce.
He might do it this weekend.
He's the only one. Everybody else, yeah, you can get hot from time to time, but the way Chris lets him go.
It's blown out to 20. Jackson Cartwright's had his toughest night, almost, of his NBL career. Had a lot of help, and there is Wynyard with the travel.
The Breakers right now, the life, the spirit has just been sucked right out of them again. And it's not going to get any easier. Because guess what? Don't nobody have any sympathy, Joey, for the Breakers in their situation. Nobody cares. They will come to your town. I don't care where you play in New Zealand, play in Auckland, pick a stadium, it don't matter. If these guys don't show a level of heart and aggression and intensity on the defensive end, everybody's going to come in there and smack them around.
It is their 12th different venue they've played at in 15 games. I know you don't care one iota about that. I just thought...
I have no iota, Joey.
That was an interesting little stat. They've played everywhere. Doug Lopez just takes
Come on, Kareem!
JC.
Come on, Kareem!
They can discuss that one later. Yeah, 12th different venue. Like they said, their 4th venue tonight at home in New Zealand. It's Event Finder Stadium.
Yeah, all the New Zealand supporters on the island, they can't be mad because they travel.
And they're going to go to Adelaide on Saturday night. Again, bodies flying everywhere under the basket.
Get up, everybody! We ain't got all day.
Everyone's waiting for some help. EJC's had one of those nights.
Hadn't he? This has not gone his way. And you got to give full credit to the JackJumpers. They're not going to let you play to your strengths. So Ty Wynyard, okay, so Ty Wynyard pushed Will Magnay in the back, which caused Craig Sword to inadvertently undercut PJC. Least you can do is give him some free throws or something. What's happening?
It's like a bowling ball knocking over the pins then, PJC.
They get a turnover for it.
7 points, 3 of 9 shooting. On track for a career low night for Jackson Cartwright, and he hasn't had enough teammates step up to help him out. Here's Magnay. Shot clock down to 7. Good find from Doyle to Sword with that extravagant looking shot. Gets himself another one, he's got 13.
Enjoy, you see the offense? Every single JackJumper touched the ball in that possession. And it ends with a wide open 3. Okay, Craig Sword isn't shooting great from out there, but when you're that wide open, good offensive execution by the Jackies.
Let's get back courtside, Casey.
Well, you mentioned Craig Sword up to 13 points now. His best game of the season prior to this one was also against the Breakers in that last time out where he had 18. And he is certainly finding a level of comfort against his squad where Tasmanian JackJumpers, last time they played the Breakers, 49 points off the bench. Tonight, they got 51.
Wow. And Craig Sword, he copped a lot of heat. Unfairly, too, in my opinion. They brought him in to be a certain kind of a guy, and then when Jack McVay opted out to the league, then it looked like he wasn't the right piece. But in comes Shawnee Mack. Anthony Drimmond starts to play a little bit better, but Jim Ding starts to get the scoreboard ticking over. Now all Craig Sword got to do is play D, run the lane, do everything they wanted him to do, and they brought him in.
Antisevich. Not even he can get one to fall. That's now 4 of 28 from New Zealand from long range.
15% from out there.
Tassie been sloppy the last couple of possessions. This one's really petering out. Of course, as we said, a bit of a delay to the next game, Brisbane and South East Melbourne, for those that are waiting for that one to start. We had a 15-minute delay pre-game here with a shot clock issue and some other hold-ups with the ring.
I'm just watching this three-point percentage by the Breakers on the screen. I'm just wondering how low can it get?
Well, their average losing margin in this 4-game streak's been 23 points. Might end up somewhere similar again.
Right now they're 4 of 28, 14%. Only taking 60 shots overall, so almost nearly half of their shots have come on threes. Not the recipe, Joey.
Not going to get it done. And a lot of different scorers. There's been 11 scorers, but no one's been able to do anything really damage-wise. And as we said, the big game to come right after this, not far away. Brisbane Bullets off back-to-back wins, probably one of the wins. Well, Derek Rucker, I think, said that probably the greatest win since they re-entered the competition against Melbourne last week. They will be chock full of confidence, the Bullets. And South East Melbourne Phoenix under Josh King, they've also found some form.
They had that game was going to be extremely lively. Josh Bannon playing, I saw him walking in with a little bit of a bop to his strut. We'll see, but right now, what I like what the Brisbane Bullets are doing, Justin Schuler, probably through necessity, has played his 3 American imports all the minutes.
Is that sustainable, though?
Yes.
I know for you it is.
Yes.
Don't sub them any of them, just keep them playing.
32 minutes for each one of them. Tyrell Harrison stays on the floor, because right now, with teams that are so deep, coaches like to play a guy for 3 minutes, go hard, let me know. And then I'll sub you back in later. Leave those 3 guys out there. They will eventually get their numbers. They need to average between 50 to 55 to 60 points between the 3 of them. We saw what they were capable of. Now, they might not be able to shoot it at that level, at that percentage, but they are dangerous when they play when they're on the floor a long time.
Yeah, they can all score. No Derek Walton Jr. for the South East Melbourne Phoenix, so it's going to make it a little bit tough. That means Sobey, you feel, will be primed for a big one in front of his former fans. Just to see what sort of reception he gets. There's McDonald. He really got the ball rolling early. Knocked down the first 2 3-pointers of the game to put a gap in New Zealand really early. And they've never been able to eat back into it. Shawnee McDonald with 11 points.
I mean, imagine being up 19 and you get to play against the zone. That's not normally what happens. So they're going to just blaze away. They're still going to make the Breakers play some D. Why wouldn't you just throw that up to them? Why?
Now they do. And they have to foul him. Be a sideline ball, though.
I mean, I guess, or you could just make one pass and shoot a 3. You're shooting 14% from out there, or you could go to this guy who's 100% from the field.
Jackson Cartwright still on just 7 points. Gets some separation, gets to 9.
His speed got him that mid-range shot. You gotta think he's going all the way to the basket. Doyle backs up a little bit, and Parker don't need much space.
These 2 teams meet again round 13. This time it'll be in Tasmania. So that's going to be really interesting with, in between that, Tassie play Melbourne, down in Melbourne. That's next weekend for Tasmania. Well, New Zealand have to worry about going to Adelaide on Saturday night with Montrezl Harrell back as we take a look at the Amy replay, Damon. And this is a little step back.
I don't care. Everybody out there that thinks a mid-range shot is a low percentage shot, or that all the analytical nerds think that's no good, poor value, point value, whatever. Those are layups for certain people in the league, and Parker's one of them, shooting over 50% from there.
He's really mastered it, hasn't he? As he's looking to make sure tonight doesn't end up with a career low. He's up to 10. 11 is his career low in the NBL.
Nobody at the beginning of the season had the Breakers in their top 6. They fooled everybody, got on the roll, and then everybody had them in the 6, and now it's looking like they're not going to finish there. So still a lot of season left, but they're going to have to show a whole lot more spirit.
Got all their roster back now, New Zealand, so they just have to work together as McDonald is way too open.
It's literally 5 against 4. Taco never moved. So Shawnee Mack ran from one corner to the other because he knew he'd be wide open.
And this will now be the last 11 times Tasmania have scored 90 points, they're going to win. So when their offense is humming, we know what their defense does. They are hard to stop, and that's what will make it 5 on the trot. Strimick gets the easy layup.
Oh, my God. Where's my car keys? What you doing for Christmas, Joey?
Just eating. Watching the basketball. It's going to be plenty of happening.
Oh, man.
Working Boxing Day.
Yeah, standing by for some 12 games at Christmas.
It's going to be flat out. As we're going to take a look at some Jordan Crawford highlights. He will be our Foot Locker player of the game, the 24 points. Shots just dropped under 50%, but he was red hot. Damage was all done in the first half. 22 points he had at halftime. 6 of 10 from the field. Perfect from the stripe. He's found his groove again, Damon.
What I liked about Jordan's game was he kind of let it come to him with a little bit of aggression mixed in. Once you hit a couple early, start feeling good about yourself, now you can start playing like Jordan the ball. And this right here, that's vintage Jordan as far as I'm concerned. In transition, defense getting back, you pull up and shoot that 3 ball. The Jackies are trending very nicely, Joey. We all know what they're like at My State Bank Arena. They ain't losing in there. They holding teams to 83 points a game. If they get their 3-headed monster in the backcourt firing, Majuk Ding and Drimick, they're all chipping in. They are looking like a serious, do I say title threat? Might not say title threat just yet, but they're gonna make some noise. And I can't see them missing out on the 6. Can't see it happening now.
Yeah, and they don't lose at My State Bank Arena either. You can almost lock them in so they can find some different scorers and they don't have to rely on their imports. They are tough to beat. It'll be 5 in a row. They keep rolling and they'll head down and take on the ladder leaders, Melbourne United, next weekend. As we said earlier, for those that are just joining us or tuning in, looking for the Brisbane Bullets South East Melbourne game, that's on delay. That'll be held off for another 10 minutes or so, as we had a delay to start this one. We had some delays throughout the game. So don't go anywhere, that'll be right up. Jack Heverin, Derek Rucker, Andrew Bogut calling that one. Just got to play out the last couple of minutes here. It's been another pretty dismal performance from the New Zealand Breakers. They started slowly and didn't really get any better from there. Tasmania just been professional as always and shared the load.
The Breakers have been, like we say, 44% from the field. They're 14% from 3. And you got the Jackies who execute 8 to 9 times out of 10. They're going to get a good shot off their offense. Doesn't matter who the ball goes to. Everybody out there is a threat. The Jackie way is a real thing. It is a real thing, the Jackie way, the way they play. And Jordan Crawford learned how to balance and blend his nuclear talents into the Jackie way, because he can just come down and go one-on-one and blaze away and put up big numbers. But the way they're going to beat you is collective, with discipline and hard-nosed D.
And for a team that ranked 10th in assists, Tassie JackJumpers, they've had 23 tonight, 23 assists on their 93 points. Will Magnate is leading the way with a career-high 7 assists. Milton Doyle has 6, Jordan Crawford with 4. So they've been able to share the ball around. I haven't really seen Magnate put points on the board tonight. Hasn't been needed. And he's done it in different ways. As, again, New Zealand commit their 13th turnover. Last in the league in that stat.
And you know, this kind of affects Kareem Lopez in a negative way. The 17-year-old, when things was rolling, his team was playing some good basketball. Now you got the 17-year-old just kind of chiming in here and there. But when everybody else is playing down to this level, it kind of hurts Kareem's development.
Just 10 assists for the Breakers tonight. There's Lopez, not even close on that one. That's now 4 of 29. From the three-point line, under 14%.
Who's guarding Sean McDonald?
It's been a long time since they've reached 100 points, Tassie. In fact, it was game 3 of the semi-final series last year. That might be their only little goal, as Milton Doyle.
Steindl.
Steindl, I should say, sorry. And there might be a chance. Turnover again. And Doyle doesn't want to shoot it. He's happy to give it up.
Yeah, their spirit's broken. And it's been broken for quite a while, and Perry Copeland just can't believe it. Perry Copeland saying it was all good just 4 to 5 weeks ago. And everything has changed.
That's going to be a big challenge for the young coach. 23 points, the average losing margin in this 5-game losing streak.
And if Will can make a fall, there we go. And that's right on 23.
23 right now. 4 of 11 from Will Magnay from the stripe.
I mean, they did a good job getting to the line. 31 free throw attempts.
Can they notch up the triple figures? McDonald brings it up. And they get 100 points for the first time this season. Game 3 of the semi-final series against Perth. It was the last time they were able to do that.
Wow.
Their offense is humming now.
Only took them 16 games in the season to get it, and they did it in a very unselfish way.
This will be a big win. As Will Magnay thought he had rejected Taco, and he yelled out, and it still went down.
That's about as close as anybody's going to come in the league. Will had a paw on it. Just wasn't quite enough behind it. And why you would foul with 9 seconds to go is beyond me, but credit. Credit to the Jackies. They did what they had to do, Joey. They went on the road, got a dub. It ain't easy win on the road, no matter who you're playing.
And Melbourne United will await them next week. It was an impressive team performance from the Tassie JackJumpers. The New Zealand Breakers, well, their woes deepen. A 24-point loss at home. They are struggling. 5 on the trot for Tassie, and that man, Jordan Crawford, he's our Foot Locker player of the game. The 24 points, 22 of them at half-time. And they are now well and truly rolling into this season.
Jackies are right where they want to be. That brings them to 500, 8-8. There's going to be a lot of head bumping going on between the Phoenix, Brisbane, Adelaide, and the Jackies is quietly going about their business.
The Jackies get to 8-8 on the season. New Zealand fall to 7-8. And we'll get to the break and plenty more right after this.
Sweet.